Hey buddies, welcome to another season of Overwatch, Season 13. All Torb, all the time. That's the theme, as is the case with many other seasons that I do. This is my second time doing a full Torb-only run through a competitive placement. We've done it before, I'm doing it again. It's the first time that you guys are watching me do placements here in Japan. I did my only placements ever off show were here when we moved here and got a new TV and we weren't streaming yet, so I did my placements off show. So that's the only placements I've ever done that you guys didn't get to see. And these ones here are the first ones you'll see in Tokyo, playing with some Japanese people. It's unlikely that we're going to hear any of them chatting because that seems to be a very rare thing here, to hear people chatting over their mics. How'd I do last season, Becky wonders? I could check my career profile. I don't think I did that well. It's funny, actually. I started last season... Oh, fuck. Overview. Competitive season 12. I started last season placed around like 27. That's my high is my placement. And then I did Wrecking Ball and dropped myself all the way down into low gold. I think I may even touch silver at one point. And then I played Soldier to bring myself back up to like low plat and maybe even mid gold. And then I started playing Torb and really skyrocketed. Like, I'm just good with Torb. I enjoy playing as him. He's my type of character. He allows me to be in two places at once, so if I can identify a problem with a team like we're being like bothered from behind by flankers, I can deal with it without having to split my attention. I like that. They have a sniper. I'm gonna have to make sure that I stay behind my Rhine. Somebody's flanking. Nobody's flanking. They're just up ahead. I'm gonna stay with my tank. Yeah, I'm glad somebody killed her. I could probably place that down. I'm still kind of getting into the rhythm of the new Torb. Sometimes I forget to do things. That new Ana mechanic where she can, where she does instant healing on the tank that she fires her ultimate at is big. It's a big change in the game. That wasn't my intention, but I did get some damage done. I just didn't put it exactly where I wanted it before I got killed. Somebody go in there? I like with the new Torb that you don't have to be nearly as precious or specific with, like, strategic with your turret placement. Obviously, you're always being strategic in this game with what you do with everything, right? But it's just less of a permanent thing, and it's less of a time commitment to set up your turret. No retreat. None of you. No retreats. So I've got gold damage as Torb. That's usually what I've been getting as Torb with this new Torb. Gold damage as Torb in the past was like probably like 50% of the time I would get gold damage on a team, but nowadays it's pretty much 100% of the time I have gold damage as this new one. His new ability to make himself armored and go molten core at any time really helps with the damage output. And I'd probably have even more damage if I wasn't always using that to get through shields. I like to use it to eat through shields really quickly. I like surprising Orisas and Reinhardts with all of a sudden their shield is melted and they're like, what the? But what happened? All there was a Torb. Oh shit. I should have realized she was doing that. I like to use this ability of his right off the bat, going out of spawn. Because by the time it cools down, usually like you're in battle again, and it just gives you a little bit more extra speed coming out of spawn. There's no reason not to use it, I think. Oh, sorry, Anna. I was in a bad spot there. I thought there was enemies in there. I heard, see, this is the problem. I heard the clomping of that fucking Reaper of ours in there. So I thought that there was a dude in there and I shouldn't go in if I, like, that's why I didn't retreat. But it was our team. With the Torb rework patch, they released it and the audio had increased for all of your teammates and for your own character. I actually think they may have rolled back your own character having loud footsteps. Like, you don't hear yourself as much anymore. But it still seems that your team is much louder than they used to be since that new patch. Oh shit. Oh, there we go. Good job. No, that's not true, Grabble. He has been reworked. They even confirmed it in the patch notes. They said they overhauled the sound system, and many people agree with me. Your teammates' footsteps are very loud now. And it's really distracting, because you'll hear, like, Mercy's footsteps are so similar to Widowmaker's, and all the time, like, I think that I hear a Widowmaker around, and I'm like, what the fuck is with that clopping of hooves? And I turn, and it's friggin' Mercy in her heels. Torb got reworked, I don't know, like, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, like, that's what happens, Silver Fox, is like, you find yourself constantly being like, you can't trust sound anymore. You don't even want to, like... They've added a whole bunch new dialogue lately, too. I've been noticing a lot more flavor, especially from the new Torb. He talks to Reinhardt a lot more and Brigitte a lot more. I've also noticed McCree talking to Farah a lot more lately. So we happen to be on a map that in the PTR right now is interesting because this payload on the PTR is missing the front of this. That little part on this warhead is missing, meaning that the nuclear payload has presumably been removed from this. And this whole like setup here on this map is supposed to be the Deadlock gang destroyed a train that was in transport of a major weapon, which is on our payload. And so the speculation right now is that the new character that's going to be released during BlizzCon might end up being one of the Deadlock gang. The one thing I don't like about the new Torb is that they made this primary fire. They made it more direct, like less of an arc, and I used to use that arc to great effect, to shoot over top of hills, hit characters in the way that Tommy Lee Jones did in Lonesome Dove, in a way that they don't think that they can be hit, but then you do. And now it's just got such a small arc that it's almost like it might as well not have an arc at all. Oh, this is a nice Ryan. He's protecting me while I was sleeping. That's cute. I'm gonna lose my gold medal because I'm not in the action as much as my teammates right now because I'm pushing the payload. Fun. That was an easy one. That was a case of that opposite team didn't want to come near the payload. They were unwilling to stop us from moving it. So many teams do that. So we are now about 26 hours away from the opening ceremonies of BlizzCon 2018, where we do expect a new character to be announced. I'm still earning those sweet, sweet Halloween loot boxes. I'm probably not going to watch the World Cup. We just have too many priorities for that to be on our plate. I think that it's fun to watch competitive Overwatch, but it's just there's so many other things that, you know, we have God of War that we currently want to get through. We have, obviously, Red Dead. Detroit. I want to get into Octopath Traveler soon. Oh, by the way, on Red Dead, I'm hearing that I have a pretty widespread glitch where if you do Uncle's mission first before you go and specifically engage Marston, Abigail, his son, and the new female character, who we don't even really know that well because she hasn't been in camp. If you don't engage them in conversation before you do Uncle's mission, then they are no longer in camp. And so they haven't been around, and I've been wondering why. I've just been like sloughing it off as like, I don't know, they're probably like out or something like that. So they're not in our camp, and there's no fix for it except for playing through to Chapter 4. So you have to play like half the game without them. Or you reload a save before Chapter 2 and make sure that you don't do Uncle's mission before talking to them. So that's a massive fucking like glitch that everybody... Oh, you saw them in Chapter 3 prepaid? They'll still appear in like cutscenes and missions in which they are necessary to be there, but their flavor and their interactions out of missions will not be available And I wouldn't have known this unless somebody'd like let me know, like they commented. Like, I don't know like what the fuck Rockstar's gonna do. Like, are they gonna fucking patch that soon, or like can they make it? I don't think they're gonna patch it. Like, they might patch it for new games or something. I don't think they're gonna alter people's saves to fix it. Who knows? It's a pretty major bug though. It's like the game is about the story and it takes away a bunch of the story. That sucks. It's Marston of all characters too, of all goddamn characters. Hey, I've got a chatter.
Yeah.
The Zarya is on mic. Let's see. Everybody's on mic. 6 players. Unexpected. I have never seen that. Except for when I was with a team of 5 who were all on mic once. Why didn't I place my turret? Okay, somebody's gonna have to deal with her. And it shouldn't be me, but I'll do my best. I was almost able to do it. Nobody even cares about the Torb. We have a McCree on the team, but I was the one taking out the Pharah. Was that a bad spot? That was a really bad spot. Well, not if they come to the point. All right, McCree, you and me, let's work on this Pharah. Come on, McCree, he's dead. Our only way to deal with Pharah, and he's dead. Uh-oh. Well, they really blew their load on their ults. If they don't take the point right now, then they've hurt themselves substantially. But I think they're gonna take it. Seems McCree's not very good on our team. Oh my god. So we've got an enemy Pharah and a hit scan that doesn't seem to be able to pull his weight. But I'm dedicated to my Torb action, so. This is more an experiment and an exercise in entertaining my Twitch audience. Yeah, did you like that, Silver Fox? Watching as that McCree, as the point was being taken, stood off point, just sitting there, like, ready to get dead? People are a lot less salty about Torb picks now. They seem to understand that. That's probably the biggest benefit of his new buff. Whether you think he's more or less powerful, I think he's more powerful, but now he's more versatile and well-rounded, and so because of that, people are less likely to just write off a team because somebody picked Torb. People respect him a bit more now, which is nice, because I love playing Torb in all situations. Anybody who seems to have a problem with Torb at this point, I have a feeling just hasn't played in a season or 2 or something and just doesn't know about the new Torb. Now we just don't have a hit scan. Well, I hope that Pharah, who had an amazing first round, doesn't decide to play Pharah again, because we don't have a hit scan. We have a Pharah, though. See, with the old Torb, I'd be able to get this Reaper way easier. We need a bit more DPS, because like I've gotten that Zarya down to a sliver of health over and over, but we don't have anybody to finish the job. I know that Reaper's up there, but... Oh, he wasn't. I split the point in two with my Molten Core, and I think that's the best way to go on that particular... Maybe spreading it out a bit more is better, but it's difficult when it's such an open area to use his ultimate properly. He's much better in closed conditions where people don't have any choice but to step through his lava. That's alright. That's a write-off, maybe? Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. It's never a bad thing. I mean, it sucks that you lose a few seconds, but if a team wipe that close to spawn is not a big deal. That was a bad time for them to wombo combo, because if they wanted, they could have, like, kept that for the moment where, like, uh-oh, two of our teammates are dead, and they're about to take the point, we're on our heels, we better use the wombo combo to get out of it. If you use it when you have a full team and nobody on your team is dead, and then you just wombo combo the team, whatever, you bought like maybe 15 seconds for your team, and then we come out of spawn together, so we don't have to worry about grouping up. People don't seem to realize that with ult economy and usage a lot in this level of play. This guy has it in for me. Beelining it for the Torb. I do find that sometimes I miss the armor. I like throwing the armor at my feet, and it was kind of a derpy mechanic though, because nobody was using the armor for their teammates. They were just always throwing it at their feet. So it was kind of a silly thing in the first place. Very few Torbs were using it for their teammates. Unless you were in a winning position in the game to begin with, where the armor was in an abundance, and in that case your teammates didn't really need help anyways. This team was pretty doomed-ish from the beginning. Did my best, but... Bad coordination. I feel like people are playing characters I'm not very good with. I'll guess still give some points to the supports. Ryan was okay. I guess I'll give him a good teammate award. Yeah, there was a long moment where it was me and Ryan versus the world. The moment where we were trying to take the point from the side, and it was just Ryan and Zarya staring us down, and I was lacing into them, and Zarya multiple times got down to probably about 50 health, and there was nobody there to finish the job. We had a Pharah in the air, which would have been the perfect character to finish her, and a Tracer on the team. If your poke characters aren't doing their job, like, what are they doing? Like, if they're not doing poke, what are they doing? They're there for poke, right? Like, that's what Pharah and Tracer are to finish off characters that need to be finished, to quickly duck behind a shield or whatever. And I don't think that job was being done. Hey, buddy. How's it going, old pal? What do you think about all that? Yeah, I heard Lisa being a fucking dick down there. Whoa, what was that, Becky? Oh my god. I feel like that might terrorize the neighbors too. That really rumbled. It felt like an earthquake. Becky just like stomped across the floor at Lisa.
It is not my preference to settle matters personally, but I will see them done.
Attackers incoming. 30 seconds.
So yeah, in a way I feel as though I'm almost misusing my turrets because I'm forgetting about them a little bit because it's not a commitment and not a setting up thing to do. I can say one thing about the turrets that I miss is the ability to destroy one quickly and place a new one. I kind of miss that flexibility to do away with your own turret and then quickly place a new one and kind of take a team by surprise, even if it's a little turret. I always liked being able to just quickly toss one to the side so a team thinks they knew where the turret was, and then all of a sudden a new one is over on the other side of them. They have Hanzo, so I'm going to try to keep my head in. But an important thing to maining Torb is to remember your DPS ability as Torb, both pre and post patch. He's always been a good DPS in my opinion, but now he's even more so. And always do your job as a DPS, whether it be Torb or otherwise. Make sure you're always lacing into shields. Too many DPS would rather keep bullets in their clip and be ready for a person who's going to pop their head out from behind a shield than to do their job shooting a shield. It's boring work, sure. Like, it's not a glamorous job making sure that you're doing, like, lacing into a Reinhardt or an Orisa shield. But without doing that, like, those shields are never going to come down. Like, somebody's got to do it, right? Like, there's no pressure. Even if your aim isn't to bring down the shields, you need to put pressure on those tanks to make them feel as though they have to, like... You fucking little bitch. It's amazing when Tracers think they can fucking take a Torb these days. I don't know if they can take other Torbs, but they can't take me. The one-on-one with a Tracer rarely ends in the Tracer's favor in my experience. Alright, so I got a Torb ultimate ready for an emergency. I'm gonna use it in an emergency. I'd say one of the toughest parts of this game, learning, like, making the move from beginner to amateur is teaching yourself not to use an ultimate at the wrong time. Teaching yourself not to use it just because it's available. And I constantly fuck it up. Like, I constantly make the mistake. But the game shouldn't be about looking for an opportunity to use an ultimate. It should be... I guess I worded that wrong. It's like, don't think about the opportunity to kill as many guys as you can. Look for the opportunity to save your team if you're on defense. Uh-oh. Alright, this might be a bad situation. They took down the Bastion, which was keeping them kind of at bay. They're going to be attacking from up there, so they'll probably ignore this turret from if they drop down. I gotta do it. Come on. Did they at least do something? Yeah. I split them up a bit. That Anna is getting away with murder up there. Somebody needs to rush her. You guys see that? I'll try to long range her if I can get out there. Ah, there's a fucking Mei wall in front of it. Ah, I could have had that fucking Anna by now if it wasn't for me. Ah, fuck! Mei walls on your own team, man. I think I at least made her jump down. Oh, I did finish her with my turret, apparently. So now they don't have their primary healer, which nobody else on my team seemed to notice that she was doing that. I'm trying to finish that Reinhardt there. This is an epic battle, but our that was pretty amazing watching as that monkey sat in the trenches while the point got taken. That was pretty frustrating, as that Reinhardt was multiple times almost dead. He was the only one preventing, like, making that cap happen, and nobody was rushing him but me. And then as I almost finished him off, the Zarya put a bubble around him, of course. Zaryas are so common in the meta right now. Reinhardt Zaryas, oh my god, Zaryas are everywhere. What made Zarya more viable? What happened to make her viable? Because I don't remember many changes happening to Zarya. I mean, she was always viable in my opinion, but I mean, did she become more powerful recently? So, I don't know, you guys can't see this, but maybe I'll back Ruds up a little bit. I got the golds. I'm doing my DPSing. I'm gonna try to leave that as a defense, a line of defense against the Pharah that's popping her head out every so often. So nobody on the team thinks that a hit scan is a good idea, even though we're being slaughtered by the Pharah right now. So I'll try to do it as Torb. I mean, his new arc has made him a bit more viable when it comes to shooting Pharahs out of the air. So we'll see what I can do. So far she's been getting lucky. Every time she seems to pop her head out, I'm reloading. I don't know why she did that for me. I guess it's because I had my ult, but I was not going to waste my ult there. There wasn't any opportunity to make any kills. Except for the Zarya ult, but I was earth shattered before I could do anything with it.
A marvel of engineering.
But the important thing in placements isn't just wins. It's also about performing better than the rest of your team, making sure that you do your job at the very least, because the game will take that into account. So not all is lost. Where did that even come from? Oh, he banked it off the wall. Bastion, when you're an attack Bastion, this Bastion's been around on defense too. It wasn't just a round switch. This Bastion's been active since the beginning, and I have gold damage, but he doesn't. And now he's just staying idle, I think. There you go, guys. I did it for you. What is it with these Reinhardts who have it in for me? Is it because I'm the one hitting the point when he ults? Like, I always seem to be the one getting ulted and charged by the Rein. I'm just a little Torb. Come on. That's pretty bad. Sebastian, I feel like I should report him for inactivity. I couldn't tell if he was just like, didn't know what to do up there, or if he was really just kind of like doing nothing on purpose. I don't think I have enough confirmation that he was doing it on purpose to do anything about it. You can only void like one player per month or like week or something. So I'm not going to use it on, I'm not going to avoid. It's not worth it. It's 3 now. It's not worth it. I don't have enough confirmation that he was playing like that. If I had confirmation that he was playing like that, enough confirmation to avoid, then I would also have to report. Like, you think he just sucked? Well, what's he doing? Whatever. All that matters is I continue to get my gold kills and my gold damage. I'm doing my job. If I'm playing Torb. What are you going to avoid them for? If it's not because they're, like, throwing the game. And if they're in chat and they're being toxic, then I could see avoiding. But being a bad player? But if they're ranked with me, that means they're as good a player as I am. If they're playing with me. But if they're bad, then what are they doing at your rank? That's the question. Well, I mean, let me try to answer that myself. people can get to a higher rank because they have good technical skill, but they're bad at strategy and they don't play well with a team. But they're just able to get up to the upper echelons because they have a good like KDR or whatever. Maybe they're having a bad day or they're on a losing streak. Or maybe they're on their way down the ranks on purpose because they're on tilt. Did you just say something? Scratching their butt, Becky says. It's really hard for me to hear with this thing around my neck. Yeah, it's almost like headphones. Does that look weird, guys, that I'm looking down there to talk to Becky? Like, isn't that odd? I'm looking down our stair. Oh, she just flashed me.
Jump jets, concussion rockets. Yes, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, Torb has a lot of new dialogue.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
I thought I heard a widow, but I guess it was our own Mercy. What happened to our tanks? I went in because I thought I was with Reinhardt, and then he died really quickly. I guess he's not getting healed because... Am I with the same Bastion as was around the... Oh, yay!
Thank you.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you to the other team, because we were fucked. Is that the same guy? Overwatch? Is he the one? Maybe I will avoid him, because he's spamming, like... Okay. Maybe that's a good idea there.
Welcome to Jakarta. Prepare your defenses. Select.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if his secondary used a little less ammo, but I don't think they'll change it anytime soon because I don't think it makes him unviable. I think it may, yeah, I don't know. I think they'd have to reduce his damage then if they changed the ammo, like the amount of damage it did, because if you reduce the amount that he has to reload, I think his DPS output would be a bit too much.
30 seconds.
His sustained DPS output. So if they made that change, you'd have to make his burst DPS suffer, and that would kind of suck, I think. I like how much he has in burst. What I do want a confirmation on is with the change, with the overhaul of Torb, did they change his, did they make his turret the same damage as it is on PC again? Or is it still nerfed like it did all that time ago? I thought she was gonna come after me. Yay. We did it. I like to put Torb's turret at a long range. It's such good at aiming, like it's so good at aiming that it's hard for the other team to deal with a long distance Torb turret, and it's on the back lines just kind of like helping your team from a far ways away. And then if you do get flanked by like a Sombra, she has to go all the way back there and deal with it first before she even comes to start doing damage to your team. And she'll be the one who starts getting shot by it first if she uncloaks on the back lines like that.
My servants never die.
How many people are contesting it? Should I pop ult when I get there? I'm gonna... I don't think that charge was intended for me. But he got me anyways. I should have tossed down a... Oh no, my turret just got destroyed before I went out there. Our team's having trouble getting any traction here. I think there's a real healer problem happening on this team. I can't tell though. I feel like our tanks are getting squished a bit too much. Well, that Rein's being too aggressive, so it's probably not the healer's fault. I'm trying to just analyze like what I think's happening. Why can we not get a foothold? We're on our heels this whole time. I think we have to blame the Rein on this. He's like, what was he doing in that situation when he went forward like that? Like, what are our healers supposed to do if he goes forward that fast? That was kind of a bad Torb ult. I keep on having this feeling like if I shoot his stuff, it'll go through people, but it doesn't. It will hit them in the face and then it'll drop at their feet. So if you're being blocked, body blocked, then like even though you want his splooge to go behind the point, you're not going to be able to get it there. When your Torb's the only one who's stopping the payload from moving. Oh my god, these guys. What are they doing right now? They're just watching it. Look at the silhouette of the Rein. I'm so grateful for the silhouettes now because you get to watch as your team is doing things. Like you get to see who's fucking up. Did you see that? Like they were just sitting there watching as it got pushed in front of them.
Let's get it done.
I'm gonna put this on the back lines so that it'll deal with any, I think it's Sombra that's here. Oh hey look, it's the Bastion shooting me, probably indicating that he thinks it's my fault that we're not doing very well, when I'm the one with gold damage and he's a Bastion. Oh hey look, the Reinhardt agrees. We got the old Torbjorn prejudice happening. Look in the mirror, boys. Reinhardt was swinging his hammer at me until the moment the other team arrived, and then their Reinhardt's ultimate hit us because of it, because of their saltiness. I'd say that's worthy of reporting, maybe. He wasn't holding his shield up because he was choosing to swing his hammer at me, and then we got ulted. Yeah, reported as gameplay sabotage. Alright. Which one is he? I don't know who he was though. Unless he choose, and he did. Oh, is it N550? Is it gameplay sabotage or inactivity?
It is time to act.
Because technically it's inactivity, isn't it? Like he wasn't. But sabotage is like actively harassing or disrupting your own team through use of in-game mechanics or player actions. This includes a symmetric teleporter next to a cliff edge, intentionally allowing yourself to be eliminated from the team. Feeding. Alright, I gotta get into this. Wow, this salt is real. This is sad. This is pathetic. 3 golds and a silver for me. They're completely oblivious to their own shortcomings. I mean, I'm not playing perfect today, but don't worry, guys. Your Torb's got it. Your Torb's got the tank. Tanks. Don't worry about it. I don't know who dealt with him. Oh, our Hanzo did. I was like, I'm powerful. Sometimes you just gotta go for that hard team carry. That hard Torb carry. There's another example of the arc being reduced. I feel like I could have maybe finished that Genji off as he retreated into that window if I had the old arc. I also have this feeling I'm not being healed as much. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I'm wondering if the prejudice runs deep enough to go to our supports. I tried to ask for healing there, but... Alright.
Time to roll up my sleeves.
I almost had him before if I had gotten the headshot off, I would have had him before he got his ult. But he got the ult. And then my turret finished him because of the new mechanic where your primary fire is where your turret will shoot, which is amazing. I fucking love that. It's so good. You want to dance, Genji? Oh, I wish you hadn't gotten the health. Damn it. I could have finished him otherwise. I shouldn't have jumped out there anyways. That was on me. I was getting overly aggressive. A little bit on tilt, maybe. A little bit salty. And group up with our shield tank that hates my guts. Where's your shield? What's happening here? What is going on? Why are you staying up here? Why are you deploying the shield? What is going on with this? What is this shit? What are we supposed to do with you up here? What are we doing? We can't see anything. Oh, fuck you. Jesus Christ. What is this Orisa doing? What, are we gonna defend the point up there? Oh, she's placing a shield for our amazing bastion on the top ground where you can't even see the enemy. There's no chance for us to whittle them away up there because they can just duck their heads behind anything, behind the wall anytime they get low on health. Oh my god, this Orisa. We're just gonna play like cowards up here for the rest of the game? Look at this shit. Oh my god! Put the shield down where we can actually get on the payload! Alright, it's 2 minutes 45 seconds. Oh, maybe you'll be better at Ryan. All is not lost if you can just get your heads together. Are you serious? He walked by our spawn as 3 players came out and nobody took him down. Ah, that's a wombo.
Time to roll up my sleeves.
My servants never die. 洞主不许走。
I'm overloading.
I'm hoping for 4 golds if I can keep on jumping on that payload.
Someone get that payload moving.
I have another ult. If my team can get any picks. I don't have to report that Reaper for inactivity for sure. Anybody want to, like, you know, we got them on their heels right now. Do you guys want to get out? Go out there? Go out there now? What the fuck? They were retreating and we wouldn't get out there and onto the payload. We're acting as though, like, if we step outside that window, the floor is made of lava, except it's not our lava, it's theirs. Even though we're the ones with the Torbj creating lava on the floor. I didn't realize my turret was already destroyed. I would have placed one as I went out. Alright. So, who was the Reaper? Because he needs to be reported as well as the... So this guy.
Play of the game.
Social N5. But who was the Reaper? He was also inactive. I think it was this guy, Miyako. And I have to avoid 2 teammates now. Blocking line of sight. End of round 1. So you guys have to sit through this. I feel like he was in activity at the end of round 2. It's like not engaging enemy because he was running back to spawn, just firing at me over and over. My reports get acted on a lot. I get notifications from Blizzard often that my report resulted in action, which is a really gratifying thing, getting that notice. Saying that it says something like to the effect of like, thank you for making the Overwatch community better. Your report resulted in action against a player. We cannot like comment on specifics or something, but blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of people don't realize till they get their first one of those confirmations that the reports do result in action, and so it's kind of like, if more people realize that they do result in action, I think more people would be reporting. But I find that maybe the more detailed you are in your reporting, the better it is. Like, I usually try to tell them like where it is in the round, because you know that if you report somebody, that someone on Blizzard's side has to review it personally, and so they have to like look at the replay, the game replay, and they have to find the indicated moment. And if it's at the end of a specific round that they did something, make sure that you tell them when it was, like mid-round, beginning of a round, and which round it was. And that, I think, helps Blizzard find it, because I think probably a lot of reports, they're not detailed enough, and the Blizzard employee looks at it and they're like, well, I can't get absolute confirmation here that what happened actually happened. I can't seem to find it or whatever. They probably have a quota of number of things they have to process, so team time is probably of the essence for them. I would make it as easy as possible for Blizzard when you're reporting somebody. It's also possible that they don't actually look into reports until multiple have been filed against a single player, just because, you know, maybe if they have a lot of reports to get through, they have to prioritize, and so while they would like to look at every report, it's possible that they don't always do it unless it seems like there's a problem player. So that's something to keep in mind too, because every report you make is just one more being, like, you know, towards potentially being attributed to that counter, if there is one. I'm only guessing. It's just like voting. Sometimes it might not feel like what you're doing is having a big impact, but every vote counts, right? Like, you gotta do your job. It's your duty, and it's a big one. I was hoping that would do more to that Rhine, but I guess he had a lot of place he could escape to.
I'm under attack.
Work to be done.
Our team should have kept up the pressure there. We had as many picks as they did, and they're the ones who have to walk all that distance to get back from their spawn. If we kept up the pressure, they would have been on their heels for the rest of this match, or at the rest of this point. Yeah, he got insta-healed by the Ana ult, which saved him, but I don't think I was going to kill him anyways. I think that I could have placed my splooge in better locations. I'm still figuring it out. It's hard to have patience when you pop that ult, because I know that you can like take a little bit of time to place it in the right spots, but usually I just kind of get too excited and put it everywhere. I splooge it all over the place. Ooh, MVP. I thought Moira was going to save everybody with that. They're overextending. I hope our team takes advantage of that.
I'm overloading.
They still have a Traces bothering us, so maybe leaving that behind will be a good thing. Okay, now I'm going to move it back here. Damn it. I hope somebody on the team realizes that we need to rush those guys up there. Zarya, like, they got the high ground and we have nobody that's going to take that high ground back. We need a diva or... I hate to ask for this, but like we need something like a Genji. Feels really weird saying that. I hear that. I wish I could tell my team that he's going to be coming in a second. Does anybody on the team see that guy? Like, come on, man. I can't be the one who solves all the problems. Why is nobody realizing how good that Hanzo's eating us up right now? Fucking hell. 2 DPS have the high ground. We need someone to do something about it.
To work.
Our Zarya just got taken out by a lone soldier. That's what's happening. That's the state of our tank situation right now. I'm just gonna stand back and try to surprise the guys on the high ground. Like, if I stay out here and they go up there, yeah, like this. Maybe if I can keep the pressure on them from here. Okay, there's a soldier gonna be coming. Okay. There we go. Your Torb dealt with the guy on the high ground, guys. Who's he doing that for right now? Who did he just do that for? What? That Hanzo's not good enough to be a Smurf. He's just lucky nobody's dealing with him up there.
What time we have?
I didn't know that's where it was going. Oh, man. Like, this is, like, I usually play when I'm not doing a fun little Torb show where I'm doing Torb for placements. I would have fixed the team's problem. That's how I play. That's how I get to Diamond. I'm not an especially good technical player. Like, I'm definitely not the best Twitch aimer and the best, like, in general. Like, there's people who are far better than me. I can acknowledge that. What makes me get to Diamond is my ability to flex and change to the situation and fix teams' problems with characters. so few people, and I guess speaking to your guys' point earlier, somebody was saying like, if they're a bad player, avoid them, and I was countering with, if they're a bad player, then why are they at your skill level? And it's true, some people can be bad at aspects of the game, but still be put at your skill level because they're good at other aspects of the game. Like, you can have a technical skill Genji who's got amazing Genji skills, like he's flying all over the place, doing all crazy kinds of crap, but all he cares about is kills and racking them up. So like he pops his ult at situations that make no sense and does nothing for the team, or something like that, or doesn't identify problems for the team, continues to rack up kills in the back lines, but doesn't realize that he needs to go deal with that person on the high ground for your team or something. Like, so yeah, there are different kinds of skill in the game, for sure. So having a Doomfist and being this grouped up is not going to be positive for us. Doomfist is going to try to go around the back, I think. I'm waiting to see what happens here. I'm expecting a flank, and I don't want it to... Here he comes. There we go.
Maximum power!
I'd say one of the areas where I need to improve as Torb is my, sometimes I forget to aim up. It's when you're such a short character, you can kind of like just end up shooting at guys' knees all the time, and when you're really up close to like a tank, remembering to aim up at the head is kind of hard. It's easy as Soldier or Reaper, but as Torb, it's such a long ways to look up. And it's kind of like looking up at taking out a Pharah who's above you. It's kind of an awkward feeling aiming upward like that, and I think that's why you tend to avoid it naturally. You gotta at least aim for the crotch. Yeah, shouldn't you take more damage by getting shot in the knee? So they still have their Hanzo. We still have nobody that can take the high ground from him. Although we do have a set of stairs this time, so... But I guarantee that Hans is already up here. Oh, he's not. Shit. What? How do I back up my guarantees? Oh, he's on that high ground. Oh my god, that Hanzo got, I mean that fucking Doomfist got away with 0 life. Another get. That was an interesting little set of footwork there from the Soldier. Did you guys see that? The payload was a half meter from being captured, and the Soldier decided he wanted to play on the back lines. Just stay safe back there. I can't give that team any kind of votes. Jesus. All right, I'm gonna take a break. So, 1 win, 4 losses, but every single one I had gold damage and at least silver kills. I'm surprised I didn't have gold kills on a lot of them, but what I'm just saying is this isn't boasting, this is just saying I'm pulling my own weight to some extent, so I'm hoping that it doesn't hurt my placements that much. I'll be back with the second half in a little bit.